Hi, I'm Diana, and welcome to this very simple but kind of lengthy makeup tutorial on how I do my makeup for either everyday or camera. It's simple enough I could wear it every day, but it's thorough enough that I can wear it on camera. And I'll show you everything that I do in real time. I won't hyperlapse any of it so you can see exactly what I do in this video. I usually speed through these things because I think, who wants to see that? And then I get a bunch of comments that said, I wanted to see that. So this is the video. This is the video where I'm going to let you see that. Let's pop backwards into time now to no makeup face. So we just finished an entire video on all the skincare items that I use. And if you would like to see that video, you can watch it right here, or it'll be linked down below. So at the end of that video, I had been completely moisturized, and I do have eyebrows on, and I put a little bit of this Clarins Instant Light on my cheekbones and my brow bones. So I do look a little fresher because of this and the eyebrows. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and remove the eyebrows, but I'm going to end up covering up that Clarins stuff anyhow with my CC cream. So what I'm going to do is, just to be fair, I'm going to show you what this eyebrow really looks like. This eyebrow is the one that I overplucked one day in my 20s. Never really came back. And in this video, I plan on showing you in real time how I do this stuff. See how it's basically gone underneath here? And not only that, that eyebrow, it has this tendency to want to go up in the air. I have an entire video on how I do my eyebrows. If you want to watch that, that's that link. And also linked down below. Okay, so I think that we've kind of returned to baseline with these eyebrows. I have a ton of moisture on my skin, and this is where I would start my routine. Maybe I should put my hair back for the CC cream portion. Oh, here's another thing, is if you want to learn how to wrap a silk scarf around your headband like this, you can watch this video right here. Just to be clear, I have heavily moisturized all of my skin, my neck, and my chest. There's a ton of moisture going on, and that's really what's going to set the stage for the CC cream. I like two different CC creams. I like this one from It Cosmetics, Nude Glow. The Nude Glow one has a very nice, natural, shiny look for older skin. It kind of puts that youthfulness back in, that oil back in. It makes it very nice. But I don't always wear this because sometimes it's too shiny, because I moisturize very well. Sometimes I just want more coverage, and the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream, this one really has a lot of coverage. So I think that's actually what I want to use today. I don't need a ton of coverage, I know, but I do get a little red around here sometimes. Not today, but I'm just going to show you what I do. Oh, I forgot, I also have a little bit of primer on. I have primer on because I put that on at the end of my video. So this isn't exactly the order I would go in, but I'll tell you what order I go in. How about that? Okay, so usually before I put on my CC cream, I give myself a little spray of toner. And this is one from Trader Joe's. I sometimes use this. And I sometimes use this Korean toner, AHA, BHA, PHA, 30 Days Miracle Toner, because I like how tight and shiny it makes my skin feel. And I have decanted some of that into this tiny little bottle of Clinique Moisture Surge Face Spray, which is also a perfectly fine toner to use. But this is actually that Korean one. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself a light spray. I don't want to be soaking wet, just a little moist. Just a little moist. Okay. Here's my CC cream. That's about how much I would use. And I'm really going to kind of tap this out and spread this all over my reddish T-zone. I get mostly red here, on my nose, around my nostrils, top of my lip, and my chin. I don't want to use a ton because it will settle into my fine lines by the end of the day. Nobody needs that. Nobody got time for that. And I like it on my forehead because my forehead is a little red, just a little bit. And I'm going to work this CC cream up into here and on my eyelids a bit, not all over my eyelids, just near my brow bone. It's a really, really thin layer of the CC cream. And then sometimes if I have some left over, my neck. Be gentle with your neck, especially if you've been using retinol. Very gentle. Patting, not rubbing. Okay. That's a good start. That's a nice base for what we're going to do next. How about we do eyebrows next? Eyebrows are the next highest impact move, and if I get my eyebrows right, then I can do way less with the rest of my face. There's a couple ways we could go about this. If I am going to the gym, I will use this Benefit product, which is like a little mascara wand for your eyebrows. And that will give me a nice, natural, unsculpted look. And I like that at the gym because I don't like to look in the mirror at the gym while I'm pumping iron and freak myself out with my missing eyebrow. It's not for anybody but me. It makes me feel better when my eyebrow is there. So this is either for the gym or for filling in. I like this NYX Lift and Snatch pen a lot. I have a whole video on this right here if you'd like to see that. And I also really like these goof-proof brow pencils from Benefit. And they both have spoolies on the ends, which is really helpful for combing through at the end, and they look like this. They're kind of like a thick crayon. I like those a lot. Why do I have all of these things? Because when I draw on my eyebrow, I think it needs several different techniques because this one's actually missing a lot of hair. I usually have to fill it in lightly with something like this goof-proof brow pencil. Let's do that first. Let's choose the lighter one. I've been doing my eyebrows much lighter lately because I am growing out my gray hair. My gray hair is actually white. I didn't know that that was going to happen. And it's so much lighter than what I have had on my head. It's taking some adjustment in my makeup. Okay, so what I have drawn on here is a very basic filled in eyebrow with my goof-proof brow pencil. Let's comb through that. Down and up. So much better already. Let's hit the other one. Where's my mirror? This is my good eyebrow. This is the one that always looks okay. I have a friend who calls her good eyebrow the prodigal brow. I've always liked that. Okay. So even though they don't exactly match yet, this is the point where I would only strategically draw in eyebrow hairs that are needed on this eyebrow to match this one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this on camera with these bright lights. I am not a professional. Just trying to show you what I do. I really do want to show you in real time what I do, but I don't know if I'm going to do a good job. And then just so the colors match, I will put this in the other eyebrow as well, even though I feel like the other eyebrow is done. Draw a line at the bottom to connect it all. Do they match? Almost. This one needs to come down some more. Okay. I don't know if you've seen my eyebrow video, but because this eyebrow comes up so far and I don't want to get Botox, I shave off the top of it. I shave it down and I purposely draw on hairs a bit lower. So I'm basically just putting my eyebrow on lower. And if you go too far, always go in with a Q-tip and adjust. Okay. Okay, I did my best there, and that's only for now. I am going to touch it up at the end if it doesn't seem right. Now we definitely need some face color. I always need face color. I don't know why, but I'm just not a colorful person, and the CC cream covering any bit of color that I had really didn't help. So this is usually what I do next. I love this little cream makeup stick by Milk in the color Work, W-E-R-K. And it's a beautiful color, beautiful rosy color. It might not show up on every skin tone, but it's really good for my olive kind of light skin tone. And I sometimes just draw this right on my face. It's a little ham-handed. So today I'm going to put it on my finger first. And I always start right here. And I do one application and I tap it in. And I do the other side. And it starts out really pink, but that's just me tapping my skin. So you have to let it settle down. I put some there and eyelids. Let me tell you what I like about this makeup stick. It's got a lot of juice to it. It's very moist. It's almost like an oily texture, but it's not oil. It's just very smooth. It glides on really well. And it adds that little bit of moisture and sheen to my cheeks and my eyes that I really need. And it helps it look more youthful. I think it looks really pretty on. I've tried other cream sticks and they were dry. They didn't have the same texture. I like this a lot. Okay, that's a good start. I will usually do another dot of this on my cheeks later if this doesn't end up being enough, but you have to let it settle down first. Otherwise, you could end up using too little. Okay, I do like a little concealer in the corner of my eyes here. I may not absolutely need it, but I like it. In this case, I'm going to use Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. I do like this because it's a nice light concealer. Doesn't provide as much coverage as, say, a MAC concealer would. And I like that. I like when my natural skin shines through, but it does brighten the inner corner of my eyes enough for me to look alive. Okay. And I usually put a little concealer here where I have a little broken capillary. And if it's red around my nose, I will tap some concealer in there. Today, not so bad. So we're getting somewhere. It's looking pretty good. Of course I could go out like this, but I'm not finished. If I were going to be going to meet people or on camera, I would add these things. I would do a little winged eyeliner and I'd put on some mascara. This is what I choose to use. CoverGirl Remarkable Mascara, not because it's the best, but because it doesn't flake into my contact lenses. And Revlon Color Stay Skinny Liquid Liner in Mahogany Flame. I just think the way that looks is good for my green eyes. Okay, let's see what we can do. I really am not very good at showing the winged eyeliner technique on camera. Take off any extra. I follow, what is that? I follow the shape of the bottom of my eye and draw a little tiny wing from the corner in that direction, almost like a continuation of that shape. And it's just the littlest tiny wing like that. I draw it following that line. And then from the middle of my pupil, I draw the thinnest little line, tracing my lashes down to meet that. And once I've done that, I can start to create a shape that looks better than this. What do I mean by that? Well, take a look at my eye. And now I'm going to add a little bit of roundness from here. A little bit of roundness. And I'm going to now keep my eye slightly open while I go and meet the end of that wing. If you have hooded eyes, like see, I have a hooded eye there, and it made a little bit of a mess. That's okay. Just keep going. Keep trying to fill in that triangle. We can fix it. And close your eye a little bit so you can see what you're doing. And get in there. Okay, now that's way too big. I wouldn't go out the door with that. Now what I do is I go in with a Q-tip. I make the whole thing thinner because I can't draw thin. And now I'm going to take some of that wing off because I went too far. Once again, very hard to do on camera with a bright light in my face. But that's pretty close. Let me just finish that in the way that I like it to look. This is my one hooded eye, so I often have to go back and forth until I get it. That's pretty good for now. Let's do the other one. It took a while. I don't know, there's something about the pressure of being on camera. It doesn't take me this long regularly. Okay, we're gonna follow the shape of the eye, the bottom eyelid upwards. That's more like it. Draw up toward that tip, like that. See how the bottom there has to be filled in. It's empty. You gotta fill it in. Now that I think about it, I don't think I did the best job of explaining this eye. And I think I kind of did it in the wrong order. What you should do is when you start drawing above your pupil, you're not trying to follow your lash line. You're trying to meet the point that you drew. You're trying to meet the tip and then fill in the bottom, okay? You fill in underneath second, not first. Now, you might have uneven eyes. I do. You can't tell because I even them out with makeup. And what I do is I look at myself in the mirror, and if they don't seem to match shapes, I just start adjusting my eye makeup to fit what shape I want them to be. And I don't exactly like my eyeliner to be sharp lines. Sharp lines look too harsh on me, so I'm just going to smudge it a little bit like that. Okay. I had such trouble with that I ended up wiping off a lot of this cheek color off of my eyelids. Let's just put that back on. It's not this hard just looking in the mirror by myself. Okay, now we're just going to put on this black mascara. And sometimes I'll wear brown mascara, but it depends on what I'm wearing. If I feel like I need a little more definition, I'll wear black mascara. If I'm wearing more muted colors, I will wear brown mascara. And like I said, I don't feel that this is like the best mascara out there. It's just the only mascara I've found that doesn't flake into my contact lenses. I actually like Tarte Lights Camera lenses. Tarte Lights Camera lashes. Lights Camera lashes. That's a good mascara. But I don't think it's the best for my contact lenses, so I don't wear it. I only put mascara on the tops unless I'm not going to wear lipstick that day. Then I will put some on my bottom lashes as well. So at this point, I would check to see that my eyebrows are even. And they're not really that even today, but they also look real. And I'm okay with that. I look real. I look real and a little bit asymmetrical, and that's okay because we are actually all asymmetrical. So at this point, I would check my cheek color, and I really do think that I could use a little bit more right here on the apples. So I do that just a little bit. Now, if I were going to be wearing my hair back, something else I might do is I would take this NYX Wonder Stick in Universal Light, and I would take this side of it, which is, it's a bronzer or a contour stick, whatever you want to call it. And I would lightly put this at my hairline for a little bit of color and a little bit of forehead shortening. Oh, I bet you guys can really see my gray hair growing in now, huh? Okay. And that adds a little bit of color. You want to really push that into your hairline so that you don't see a white demarcation there. And that gives me just a little bit of warmth to my skin. And if I'm going to do that, then I would probably put a little bit down here under my jawline. Let's just do that so I can show you what I mean. Like right where my lymph nodes are, where they're kind of like big. I mean, they're not big, but I want a little more definition. Okay, I just drew under my chin, under my jawline. And I'm going to put a little bit of primer on my fingertips to rub this in because it can be hard to tap in if you don't give it a little help. So primer definitely helps it move along without tugging. Put a little extra there on my temples. Okay, I'm very happy with this makeup look. I think that I forgot to mention that before I put on the CC cream, I would usually put some primer on, and I love this poreless primer from e.l.f. I think it really helps my makeup move around. move around on my face very smoothly without me tugging or having any trouble blending it in. Okay, last would be lipstick. I had some tinted lip balm on there. This Burt's Bees tinted lip balm is kind of like, it's just necessary for me. I carry them everywhere. They have a beautiful, beautiful color. This one is Zinnia. And I also have it in Rose, and I have it in Dahlia, and I just love them. So today we're going to wear Twig. And I'm not going to put it on real heavy. I'm just going to kind of like put it on and blend it like that for a nice solid color there. Okay, am I missing anything? Yes. I always use loose powder at the end, mostly because of my contact lenses. Usually primer, sunscreen, moisturizer, all of this stuff wants to run into my eye, and my contact lenses don't like it. So I just use the most basic Coty Airspun translucent face powder, and I put it on my brush and I kind of tap it off. I don't put it on real thick. And I put this everywhere where I'm either a little too shiny or it's a danger to my eye. So I usually start right here and on my eyebrows to keep those nice and set for the day. And of course my nose, and right near it, underneath my eye. I know. People are going to be like, what? Why do you do that? Because I'm not putting very much on, just enough to keep these creamy products where they need to stay. Don't worry about anything creasing or crinkling under my eye. This loose powder is barely on. I tapped it almost completely off the brush. Okay, now if I feel like I have obliterated every bit of shine with that powder, but I can feel safe that now this isn't going to run in my contact lenses, but I want to put a little shine back, then I will come in with one more spray. I don't know if you can see how much shine that adds back into my skin, but it really does. I love that toner. If I'm feeling like I need a little extra help that day, or I've gone with less makeup and I still want it to look very nice, or I want my skin to look more youthful, I'll use the highlighter side of this Wonder Stick, and I will highlight the tops of my cheekbones, the tip of my nose, and maybe up here on my brow bone a little bit. Okay, let me just tap that in real quick. Put a little bit right there in the center of my eyelid, whatever's left on my finger. You don't want this to be a frosty look, you just want it to be a little shine. Okay. And on days where my skin's a little bit drier, that really does help give a little bit of youthful boost back to my skin. Can you see the shimmer? I don't know, but I can. It adds a really nice shimmer to my skin. It just looks like youth and happiness. If you don't like that highlighter, if you think it's too shiny, I really suggest this Clarins Instant Light Complexion Perfector. Oh my gosh, this stuff. It's so beautiful. It will really add a nice shine back to your aging skin. It'll make you look all fresh and dewy, and it just feels wonderful. It's so light you can't even tell it's anything at all, but it really does help. You can see this at the end of my skincare video. I put this on my cheeks. That could be my everyday look. That's actually my on camera look, but I might even wear that on a regular day because I enjoy putting on makeup and it's fun for me. If it's not fun for you, you could definitely omit some of those steps and still look great. But for me, this is a real finished look. And links to all of these products should be down below unless they are unavailable. And sometimes that happens to good products where they discontinue them and you have no idea how that could ever happen, but it happens. And I think I did a decent job on my eyebrows, but later on, if I found that they were a little bit not filled in completely, I would either go in with this brow setting gel or a little bit of brow powder just to really fill them in the spots where they're sparse. And that's it. I hope you liked this little window into my makeup life. If you would like a window into my skincare life, that video is right here. And hopefully next week we can get back to doing some more fashion. I'll see you soon.